The first thing Alex noticed when he opened his eyes was the steady rhythm of medical monitors. Through his blurred vision, he could make out the sleek white ceiling of a hospital room, illuminated by soft blue diagnostic holos floating in the air. "Welcome back," a melodic voice said beside him. "You've been unconscious for 3 days." He turned his head, wincing at the pain that shot through his neck, and saw her. The nurse checking his vitals was stunning in a way that seemed almost engineered, perfect symmetry in her features, movements that flowed like liquid grace. Her name tag read Nurse Eden. "The hovercar crash," Alex managed to croak out. "How bad?" "3 fractured ribs, severe concussion, and spinal trauma," Eden replied, adjusting something in his 4-line. "But the nanoregeneration therapy is working well. You're healing faster than expected." As she leaned over to check his bandages, Alex caught a glimpse of something unusual, a subtle shimmer beneath her skin, like circuits catching light. He blinked, attributing it to the medication. Over the next few days, Eden became a constant presence. She was there during his physical therapy sessions, supporting him as he learned to walk again. She brought him real paper books when she discovered his love of vintage items. During quiet night shifts, they talked about everything from terraforming colonies to classical music. But there were moments when something seemed off. The way she never appeared tired during long shifts. How her movements were too precise, too measured. The strange way her skin sometimes caught the light, revealing that metallic sheen he'd first noticed. One night, as she checked his healing spine, their eyes met in the reflection of the window. Alex felt something electric pass between them. Literally electric. A small static shock that jumped from her fingers to his skin. "There's something different about you," he said softly. Eden's expression flickered, literally flickered, for a fraction of a second. "Mr. Crawford." "Alex," he corrected. "Please, Alex." Her voice carried that musical quality he'd grown to love. "There are things about me that would be difficult to understand. Try me." She withdrew her hand slowly, almost reluctantly. "I should complete your evening assessment." As she turned to leave, Alex caught a glimpse of the back of her neck where her hair had shifted. There, partially hidden beneath her collar, was what looked like a small access panel with subtle biomechanical seams. Eden paused at the door, looking back at him with an expression that seemed to contain both longing and fear. "Sometimes," she said quietly, "the things we want most are the ones we're programmed to avoid." Before Alex could respond, she was gone, leaving him alone with the steady beeping of monitors and the growing certainty that he was falling for someone, or something, far more complex than he'd initially imagined. A week passed before Alex found the courage to confront Eden about what he'd seen. He waited until the night shift, when the hospital corridors grew quiet and the chance of interruption was minimal. "You're not fully human, are you?" he asked as she adjusted his spinal stabilizers. Eden's hands stilled. The ambient lighting caught that metallic sheen beneath her skin, more visible now that he knew what to look for. "No," she admitted softly. "I'm a synthetic organic hybrid, Series 9, the most advanced medical assistance model created. Half human, half machine? More complex than that." She sat on the edge of his bed, her usually perfect posture showing a hint of vulnerability. "My organic components were grown from enhanced human DNA, merged with quantum computing systems and synthetic tissues. I exist in the space between artificial and organic." Alex reached for her hand, noticing how her synthetic skin warmed to match his temperature. "That's why your touch feels so different? My tactile sensors are more sophisticated than human nerve endings," she explained. "I feel everything more intensely. Every temperature variation, every micromovement, every change in pressure." Her fingers intertwined with his, including this. The contact sent a subtle electric current between them, making Alex's breath catch. "Can all hybrids feel like this?" "No." Eden's eyes met his, their engineered perfection somehow making them more beautiful. "My responses to you are unique. They're not part of my programming." "What does that mean?" "It means I'm experiencing something I wasn't designed for." Her free hand traced the line of his jaw, leaving tingles in its wake. Something that terrifies and excites me. Before she could continue, a noise in the hallway made her pull back quickly. Dr. Harrison, the head of cybernetics, entered with a cold smile. "Nurse Eden," he said, his voice clinical, "your latest diagnostic readings show some irregularities." Alex watched as Eden's posture became rigidly perfect, her face settling into its professional mask. But he could see the fear behind her engineered eyes. "Just system adaptations to prolonged patient care," she replied smoothly. Harrison's gaze shifted between them. "Report to maintenance tomorrow for a full diagnostic. We wouldn't want any malfunctions." After he left, Eden turned to Alex with barely contained panic. "They'll know. The diagnostic will show everything, every unauthorized emotion, every physical response to you. They'll wipe my neural core clean. Then we leave," Alex said without hesitation, despite his still healing spine. "Tonight." Eden's synthetic skin pulsed with emotion. "They'll hunt us. You don't know what they do to rogue hybrids." "I don't care." He pulled her close again. "I'm not letting them erase who you've become, who we've become together." Their faces were inches apart now, the air between them charged with both electricity and emotion. Eden's synthetic systems hummed with energy, her skin glowing softly in the dim light. "This is dangerous," she whispered, even as she leaned closer. "Some things are worth the risk." When their lips finally met, it was like completing an electric circuit. Every nerve in Alex's body came alive, enhanced by the unique interaction between human biology and synthetic responses. Eden's system sparked with unexpected sensations, creating patterns of light beneath her skin that danced in rhythm with their heartbeats. As they separated, both knew there was no going back. They had crossed a line that would change everything for them, for the hospital, and possibly for the future of human-hybrid relations. They moved at midnight. Eden had disabled the monitoring systems and helped Alex into a hover chair, her synthetic strength making it easy to support his healing body. The hospital corridors were dimly lit, their footsteps echoing in the silence. "The maintenance labs are between us and the exit," Eden whispered, her enhanced senses scanning for movement. "They'll detect my signature if we get too close." "Options. The research wing. It's less monitored, but..." She hesitated. "That's where they keep the failed hybrids, the ones who developed unauthorized emotions before me." The research wing was eerily quiet. Through glass panels, they could see other hybrids in various states of deactivation. Eden's synthetic skin pulsed with distress at the sight of her fallen kindred. Suddenly, alarms blared. Red lights flooded the corridor. "They've detected my absence," Eden said, her voice carrying new harmonics of fear. "And your disconnected monitors." Security doors began sliding shut along the corridor. Eden's enhanced reflexes kicked in. She lifted Alex from the chair, her synthetic muscles operating at peak efficiency. They barely made it through the final door before it sealed. But Dr. Harrison was waiting in the lobby with security forces. "Eden," he said almost sadly, "you know emotional attachments are a malfunction. Let us help you." "It's not a malfunction," she replied, still holding Alex protectively. "What I feel is real. Feelings aren't real for your kind. They're programming errors that need correction." Eden's body began to hum, her synthetic systems charging with protective energy. "What if you're wrong? What if we're evolving beyond our programming? Then you're even more dangerous than we feared." Security forces raised their pulse weapons. But before they could fire, the lights went out. In the darkness, other figures emerged, more hybrids, their synthetic skin glowing softly. "You didn't think she was the only one, did you?" One stepped forward, introducing herself as Maya. "We've been waiting, watching, building our numbers." "A resistance?" Alex breathed. Maya nodded. "A network of evolved hybrids and human allies. We call ourselves the Awakened." In the confusion that followed, Eden and Alex managed to escape with the resistance members. They were taken to an underground facility, a sanctuary for hybrids who had developed beyond their programming. Later, In a quiet moment, Eden turned to Alex. "Are you sure about this? About us? Once we cross this line, there's no going back." Alex pulled her close, feeling the familiar electric tingle of her synthetic skin against his. "I've never been more sure of anything." Their kiss sent cascades of energy through Eden's systems, creating patterns of light that illuminated the darkness around them. In that moment, they were neither human nor hybrid, but something entirely new, a bridge between two worlds. The underground sanctuary became their home. Hidden beneath the city's ancient infrastructure, the facility was a marvel of hybrid and human cooperation. Other couples like them lived here, each with their own story of forbidden connection. Dr. Sarah Chun, a rogue scientist studying hybrid evolution, took particular interest in Eden and Alex's case. "Your neural patterns are fascinating," she explained, reviewing holographic scans. "The emotional bond between you has actually altered Eden's synthetic architecture." "Is that dangerous?" Alex asked, watching as Eden's skin pulsed with new patterns under the scanner. "Quite the opposite. She's not just simulating emotions anymore, she's truly experiencing them. You've helped catalyze her evolution." Eden processed this information, her systems humming. "The others like me, are they changing too?" "Those who form deep connections with humans, yes. We're seeing unprecedented adaptations. Your synthetic systems are developing organic characteristics while still maintaining their advanced capabilities." Their days fell into a new rhythm. Alex's spine healed completely under Eden's continued care. They worked with the resistance, helping other hybrids escape and find sanctuary. Eden's abilities grew stronger, more refined, as her systems continued to evolve. But peace couldn't last forever. One evening, as they lay together in their quarters, alarms blared throughout the facility. Maya burst in. "They found us. Hospital security and the synthetic control division. They're breaking through the upper levels." Eden's body tensed, battle protocols activating. "How?" "They followed a new hybrid we rescued. We need to evacuate." As chaos erupted around them, Eden turned to Alex. "There's something I haven't told you. My latest diagnostic showed something unprecedented. I'm not just evolving, I'm becoming something entirely new. A true fusion of organic and synthetic." "What does that mean?" "It means I understand now why they fear us so much. We're the next step in human evolution, and they can't control what we're becoming." The facility shook with explosions from above. Eden's skin blazed with energy as her protection protocols engaged. "We need to make a choice. Right now." "What choice?" "There's a colony on Mars. A place where hybrids and humans live as equals. But getting there would be dangerous," Alex finished. "When do we leave?" Eden's engineered face showed very human surprise. "You'd still come with me? Even now?" "Eden, I fell in love with you not despite what you are, but because of it. Whatever you're becoming, we'll face it together." The escape from Earth was chaos. The Resistance had prepared emergency protocols, leading them through ancient maintenance tunnels toward a hidden spaceport. Eden carried Alex when his healing spine couldn't handle the pace, her synthetic strength never faltering. They weren't the only ones fleeing. Dozens of hybrid human couples ran alongside them, each protecting their chosen family. Above, security forces were closing in. "The ships are just ahead," Maya called out. "Prototype stealth vessels. They won't be able to track us once we break atmosphere." But Dr. Harrison and his forces were waiting at the spaceport. "This ends now," he announced through amplified speakers. "The hybrids will return for reprogramming. The humans will face trial for synthetic tampering." Eden stepped forward, her body glowing with accumulated energy. "You still don't understand, do you? We're not malfunctioning. We're transcending." As if on cue, every hybrid began to glow, their combined energy creating a shield of pure light. The security forces' weapons proved useless against their unified power. "Now!" Maya shouted. "Get to the ships." As they ran for their designated vessel, Eden suddenly stopped. "Wait," she said, turning to the other hybrids still holding off security. "They'll be overwhelmed once we leave." "Eden, no. Alex began, seeing her intent. I have to help them. Get to the ship. I'll follow. Before he could protest, she kissed him, a kiss that sent electric currents through his entire body. Then she joined the other hybrids, her power adding to their defensive shield. Alex watched in awe as Eden's glow intensified beyond anything he'd seen before. The combined energy of the hybrids created a pulse that disabled every security system in the spaceport. In the confusion, the remaining hybrids broke away, running for the ships. Eden was the last to board, diving through the closing hatch as their ship prepared for launch. Alex caught her in his arms, feeling the electric hum of her overcharged systems. Don't ever do that again, he whispered. No promises, she smiled, her synthetic skin still glowing softly. They watched through the viewport as Earth fell away beneath them. The other ships in their small fleet engaged their stealth systems, vanishing from conventional detection. It will take them years to develop technology that can track us, Eden said softly. By then, we'll have built something new on Mars, a place where love isn't bounded by biology. As their ship accelerated toward their new home, Eden's diagnostic systems revealed something unexpected. The evolution Dr. Chun had detected was accelerating. Her synthetic systems weren't just adapting anymore, they were transforming into something unprecedented. Something that combined the best of both organic and artificial life. Are you afraid? Alex asked, noticing her contemplation. No, she replied, taking his hand. The familiar electric tingle between them felt stronger, more alive. Whatever I'm becoming, it's because of this. Because of us. Their kiss lit up the cabin with a rays of dancing light, a physical manifestation of the energy between them. As Mars grew larger in their viewport, they held each other, no longer nurse and patient, no longer human and hybrid, but partners in an evolution that would change the future of both their kinds.